G'day everyone, welcome to Poker Pulse Podcast, Episode 3. Once again, I'm joined by the wonderful Catherine Young. How are you, Catherine?
I've been great. Nice to see you again, Craig.
Yeah, and also joining us from Asia, currently in Japan, I think, Troy Mclean. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. On this week's show, we're going to be discussing the APT. That's both the Australian Poker Tour and Asian Poker Tour a little bit. We'll just talk about the origin there. We're also going to talk about a new show that's come out on YouTube called High Stakes Heroes. And the first two episodes of that look amazing. So I was really impressed. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, we will mention a few of the series that are coming up in Australia in the next little while too. So with the Australian Poker Tour, we obviously saw the State of Origin. We did that preview show with Didier Guerin. He was the New South Wales captain. We saw the Western Australian team go on to be victorious in the State of Origin. Travis Endersby took out the Player of the Origin, which I thought was cool to call the Pooh, Player of Origin. I was at the APT, obviously. Did some commentary with Braden Jenks and Harvey Silva. A lot of big names there. I was really impressed. How did you see it, Catherine?
Look, the series as a whole was really well run, especially with the higher stakes. Like, there was a lot of high buy-ins. Obviously, the Lord Poker Tour was on at the same time, and I think that got in a lot of big profile names. They all showed up. There was some really big prize pools, so that was really amazing to see. And the State of Origin was one of the most exhilarating moments in all of poker. Like, the atmosphere in the room could not even be contained. People were yelling. The team camaraderie was amazing. Everyone was yelling for cards. It was off its rocker. It was the best moment, and it was just really good to see. And yeah, like all the teams, they all had like little chants beforehand, and it was a great moment.
Western Australia have ace king against Queens.
This will be a bit of a body blow for the leaders, WA, if Dale gets knocked out here.
Win.
Not the seven. We get another out. It's the 1-7 that's left in the deck.
I haven't seen
that. No. And the whole table has... Look at that, Craig. The whole table. They wanted Dale out, and instead he virtually doubles his chips. And and everyone's now... That's a big moment for WA. That is a really, really big moment.
Yeah, so there was a big hand there with Dale Marsland had the ace king over the top of Kwan Zhou for the internationals, and the whole table of all the other players were obviously rooting for Kwan Zhou from the international to win, because Dale Marsland from Western Australia had the huge lead, and they were trying to get him out so that they'd have a chance at catching and reining WA in. But Dale rivered the king. Yeah, so other than that, there was, of course, the Lord's Poker Tour series that ran in conjunction with APT at Brisbane. We saw the first event, the 7.5K opener, taken out by Cale Burns for 300 odd K, beating Jordan Westmoreland heads up. Then there was the 15K main event. I believe that was Andy Lee that went heads up with Travis Endersby. Andy taking the win and $205,000, but I believe Travis got slightly more via an ICM deal. Then they moved on to the 25K, where it was Kwan Zhou who took out that, beating Yoon Kang heads up. And Yoon Kang did one of the bluffs of the series, I thought, and I might even share a reel for that.
5 ways, Craig. You don't often see multi-way pots there.
Especially at a high roller funnel table.
It's Queen Jack suited. Alex absolutely flops the complete eyeballs out of this one. Don't worry about it. Alex locks up this pot. Actually, I apologise. Gary can still win the 9, but Alex can still have all of the really strong hands. Yoon and Cale don't have as many. Now it's up to Linsky to pick a size in which is going to be called here.
And Yoon opts for all in. Oh, no way. This is incredible. Yoon Kang deciding to turn this into a bluff.
This is Yoon Gang. Hearts out in the chat for the Melburnian.
And then the final Lord's Poker Tour event was the 5K 6 Max. That was taken down by Renji Mao, who went heads up versus Joe Hasham and took the 92K prize for that one. Also, we did see Jungle Man Cates in the field, so it was good to see him. And I wanted to give a little shout out also to Jessica Sheldon, who took part in our State of Origin competition. She won the ticket for the Blockbuster event in that. She ran deep, but she didn't cash. However, she did jump in the PLO tournament later that night and took that out for approximately 5.7K, going heads up with Georgina Vuksanovic, Gina V. We might just wrap up there. Obviously, the series did have a few issues. Parking really helped some of the low stakes games, cancelling a few of the events, cancelling the Beast and re-putting the Beast back on. That made me scratch my head. I'm not sure why they do that. But look, Tony did apologise. He's come out, taken full responsibility, said, look, the parking wasn't good enough, the schedule wasn't good enough, the changes weren't good enough, and I'm sure they'll be working hard behind the scenes to make sure that that is fixed up for their next series in 2025. So good luck to APT.
Did you also win a trophy?
I did.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, good. Well done. What was that in, Catherine?
I won the NLH Deep Stack. It was just one of my mornings off, and I saw the event, and I'm like, I'm going to win that. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go win a trophy. And I had a massive chip deficit. Everyone looked at me at that final table when I had 3 big blinds, and everyone thought, nope, she's out. She's not going to win. I won. I took it down. I had a great rail. It was really, really good. Had so many people behind me, and yeah, they're just cheering me on the whole way. It was a good one to win, that's for sure. First APT trophy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we just knew who won based on the cheering and the puppet screaming, and yeah, it was kind of.
Hold! We must hold!
Yeah, I mean, if it were heads up with me, I'd probably be on tilt. I would have put my headphones in or something. It's so loud in that room. Unfortunately, I was a bit busy commentating the watch, and I had to keep turning the mics on mute with Jinxie because it was sort of coming through to our broadcast. But no, it was certainly loud, certainly well done. It's hard to win trophies, although you keep winning them. So it's that's a pretty good effort. We might have a look at one of our player probes as well. We've got a few questions that we hit up a few players at the start, so let's just have a look at that.
You could play against any poker player in the world. Who would you choose for a heads-up match?
Oh, heads-up match. Adriana Sportelli.
Why?
No, we had a really funny FC just then, and it just reminded me how fun he is to play. So, and he would be shit talking me the whole time, so it'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could play against anyone in the world, like heads up, who would you choose?
It'd have to be against my wife at a series because I'm absolutely sick of being bullied about being the worst poker player in my house. So I need to assert dominance and take the crown back.
Let's make that happen.
Oh, I'm going to try if I can outlast her ever.
The worst player in the world, probably. So,
Why is that?
because I don't want to play against the best.
You don't want a competition?
No. I don't know, probably Michael Adamo, Carl Burns is probably, I regard as probably one of the top-notch, probably not top Australians in the world. In Australia, not only Australia, probably in the world. Not that I want to play heads up with them, guys. So, as you just said, I'm just saying, if I want to play heads up, I probably want to play, I don't know, with, I can't even mention a name, but, someone who hasn't cashed in 23 years. Oh, myself.
Who is a poker player that you would love to go in a heads-up match with?
I mean, any friend is always good because it's like you get to go deep in a tournament with a friend. You get to sweat together. Obviously, it makes it a battle at the end.
Yeah.
But it's always good sweating with a friend, going deep, and then battling at the end. Yeah.
Out of everyone in the world, who would you most like to have a heads-up match with?
Maybe Troy.
Troy?
Maybe. It depends. It depends what type of mood he's in. If you could choose anyone in the world to play a heads-up match with, who would you choose?
Whoa. Jen Castle, because I win either way.
Anyone else?
Anyone in the world. Donald Trump. That'd be fun.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Go in the White House and play some No Limit Hold'em.
That was interesting. Bert says he wants to play heads up with Donald Trump in the White House. How do you reckon that'd go down?
I'd love to see it.
I'd pay a lot of money to see that. That would be hilarious.
We'd have to make sure there was no cheating going on, or
Beating the
you know.
president, well, the future president of the United States would be hilarious.
Yeah, there might be some guns pointed at people and all sorts of things. You'd need some, pretty good security, I reckon. But yeah, that's a funny one. So, Troy, you're over in Asia at the moment. What have you been up to?
Yeah, I'd just been playing in Taipei. The series just ended, two days ago now. So me and a few mates have just gone to Japan before the APPT in Manila. So, but Yida did really well. He got a big tiger trophy for about 65K US, I think it was. I think a few of us had some deep runs, but I think Yida was the only one that won a tournament. So,
actually, I can say that I saw a video actually of another Australian that won a trophy. Daniel Nielsen, was it? Was that an Asian Poker Tour trophy?
Yeah, he did.
2, 1.
What a beast he is. I mean, Daniel Nielsen, every time I've seen him on the poker table, I don't really know him that well, but he's always having a good time. He always seems to have one or two too many drinks. And
he was about, I don't even know how many drinks in, but he had little shot glasses of Johnny Walker on the table, and they couldn't upload his photo to the website because it had alcohol in it. And then the next day they banned alcohol in the venue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't have been too popular with Daniel for sure. But I mean, like, he always, I mean, like, I don't want to paint him as a, the wrong type of character. I mean, he's a fantastic player.
Very good player, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't. I mean, that doesn't slow him down at all. It seems.
No.
And he was one of the big names, I guess, that weren't at the State of Origin because they were over in the couple of other series competing, APT Asian Poker Tour Taiwan. So as Troy said, we saw Yida pull up a trophy. Yeah, and Dylan Wayne had a deep run.
I think Dylan had like a deep run in the main. I think he come like maybe like final 2 tables.
Yeah. Okay.
But he was also in for quite a few bullets, so he actually profited, which was nice after being in for so many bullets.
And how'd you end up in APT? What was your sort of?
I had a really bad series, to be fair. I bubbled the first like 2K US buy-in that I played, brutal fashion, and then I had a semi-deep run in the main, and that was pretty much it. Really, couldn't win flips, couldn't win all-ins. I got one outed in one of the tournaments. It's a bit of an inside joke, but couldn't get anything going. Jen final tabled the final high roller. She come 4th, I think, which was pretty cool. So we went out for dinner and then all come and railed. Jen, I think she comes 4th, which was pretty cool. But yeah, there was a few of us that made final tables, but just no one could get it done apart from Yida and Daniel Nielsen.
Yeah, well, no, that's the way it goes. Did you play any? I saw there was some mixed games on the cards over there as well. Or
there was. I didn't get time to because the one there was I think it was like a 1,200 USD buy-in, but for 9-game or 8-game mix, but it was on the same day as day 3 of the main, so kind of had to either play one or the other. So obviously not playing the day 3 of the main. So yeah.
And overall, Asia, good place to play poker. It's your first time going over there, I believe, is it?
Unbelievable. Some of the stuff I've seen some of these people do over here is crazy. You don't see it anywhere else. So, but like just such a nice place. Everyone's so friendly. It's reasonably cheap. And the series are run so well over here. Like in the main event, the final, when there's one table to go before the bubble, they bring in a shot clock, and then they do hand for hand when there's 2 till the money, and then once you're in the money, then they continue the shot clock for the rest of the tournament. They give everyone time banks.
All right. Okay.
It was so well run. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. I do always get a few clips sent back just for, ideas to show what they do. The shot clock was one of those. All sounds really well run over there. And
just stops that pausing, like final, there's a table till you're in the money, and then, everyone starts tanking, and it's just stops all of that. You get 30 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever it was, and then, it was so much better.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about on this show, which was kind of cool, very exciting, new TV show on YouTube that is called High Stakes Heroes, and they've now released 2 episodes of that. The first episode, I think we've all watched that one. We might just cut to a few shorts.
You ever wondered what it's like to play poker in an exclusive, wild, high-stakes home game? If you want to get invited back, you gotta give action.
All in.
All right, good luck.
All in? All in. All in.
I'm all in.
Hot! Go! Hot! Hot!
You could win or lose hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Can I squeeze it, please? I'm down 100K.
Is Phoebe anywhere?
Would you like something?
I have 100K.
Well, today was carnage, wasn't it?
It's not over.
180. Yeah, 180K spot.
Is that one of the biggest ones you've been in?
What can I do?
With this amount of money at stake, you'll see emotions run high.
You're a fucking fish, dude. What are you calling here with?
Kale, why do you make it so obvious when you're bluffing? It tilts me so much.
What the fuck was that?
Carl, are you happy for me?
I am happy for you. Shut the fuck up, Adrian.
It's a brand new format, putting a little twist on traditional poker.
If I get
Give him
2,500, I'm stripping.
10!
Pass the sugar, baby. Pass the sugar.
Oh, no.
Joker. Yeah! With a few unusual surprises along the way.
Hold it!
Oh!
It's pet food!
Eat it.
Go.
Welcome to High Stakes Heroes.
Yeah, what did you think of that? What do you think of the show overall, Catherine? I've seen some of the Aussie guys, Aussie dealers there, Aussie guys that we play with. Very interesting concept. Very well made.
I think it's hilarious. Like the fact that they're playing for insane amounts of money, but they're doing these crazy dares on the side. It just makes it like this unmissable show. Like you've got Kale wearing makeup. You've got I saw Crocs shipping off at the end of episode 2. He was doing a little dance because he pulled the $10,000 envelope and he did a little dance about it. That was hilarious. And then, and he also ate cat food. Seeing the Croc eat cat food is like what? Just I don't know. This show is everything I love about poker. Like I've always said that I just find it's not the most serious game. Like it doesn't have to be. And so seeing a show where there's a bunch of players who are playing for the biggest money and they're making the funniest jokes and they're doing the dumbest things, it's just brilliant.
Yeah, so obviously it's a cash game. There's a type of game that they play inside that. They pay an additional sort of ante or rake that goes into like a jackpot, and then that's combined into envelopes. So if you win a pot, I believe you get some sort of envelope. You open the envelope up. It can be up to 10K to win. It can be like $100 to win, or it can be a joker. And then if you get the joker, you have to do something jokerish, I guess. And makeup was the one in the first episode. Eating cat food was another. Yeah, so there was a slapping competition.
The tortillas. They had to
Slapping.
fill their mouths with water and hit each other with tortillas.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting. I like the concept of it. Have you had a look at it, Troy?
Yeah, I watched the first episode. I haven't had a chance. I didn't know that the second episode was released, but yeah, it was hilarious. It was actually so funny.
It's actually really well made, and I had someone give me some inside information that the producer is actually behind Australian Survivor. So that would explain why the quality of the cutting and just sort of the storyline and that sort of stuff sort of makes sense. Like it is a really professionally made production. There is obviously an art to being a good producer, and I just thought it was really good, really well made. Obviously, we've seen a couple of dealers on there. Did you notice any dealers on there, Troy, as you watched it?
Yeah, Phoebe was on there. I seen her there, and I can't remember the other. Beth, yeah, she was on there. She's from Scotland, or
yeah, she's Scottish.
Scottish, yeah.
So it was good to see. Not only the players, we're obviously familiar with Billy the Croc, or most of the Australian players would be AJ Antonius.
It's cool that they had David Yan on because he plays like the highest stakes online. He's like one of the best. He's always running deep in like the 10Ks, 5Ks online, so it's really cool that they have him on there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't really seen him on camera or on a stream before, so as many of these players we sort of haven't. So it was really good. Obviously, Cale Burns, huge name. I'm don't know too much about Jason or some of the other guys, and just looking at the preview to the next show, there's some other names that I am familiar with as well. So yeah, really looking forward to watching how that series unfolds, and hopefully they get a lot of good feedback out of that. And I have reached out to them, and I'm hoping that we might be able to get AJ on the show, have a chat to him. He'll probably put it best, overall vision for us and everything like that. So they're looking forward to that as well. And Catherine, you're heading up to the Ville next week. Is that right?
Yes, I'm heading up at the end of the week, and we're very, very excited for it. I know a lot of people who are heading up for it. We spread the news big and loud, and lots of people are excited to be up there, actually. And this is the bigger series for the Ville. They usually have 2 every year. They have one in February and then one in October, November. And this is the bigger one, the Ville 600. Lots of people going up, and it should be great. I mean, we have got Gina up there, our shenanigan ambassador, doing her bucket hat day, singlet day, Hawaiian shirts. I know a few of us ladies have got a brunch planned before the Jack Star. So if you see us a little bit tipsy, it's because we've all had a boozy brunch, as Gina's put it. She's done some great things to get us all involved and make sure that everyone's up there having a good time. Because as you know, the Ville is about poker, but everyone goes up there for a holiday as well. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, make sure you've all got your cameras out and take some snaps or Snapchats or whatever and send them through. We might put some clips on the show next week. Troy, you said you'd enjoyed the Ville previously, so you've decided not to go this year. Is that right? You're going to...
Yeah, well, I did want to go, but unfortunately, I think the series in Manila is just going to be too big. So unfortunately, going to have to skip it this year, but well, yeah, I'll see if I can go to the next one. Manila just overlaps with, because I think it starts in like 6 or 7 days, so I think it's around the same time.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people are going up there. People are putting on their Facebook stories, they've booked their tickets, they've booked their accommodation, and they are really pumped. So I'm predicting that it will be one of the biggest Villes ever this year. After that, we roll on to the Sydney Millions. That's down at the Kings Club, Kings Room in Kogarah, I believe. Catherine, you may also be working down there?
Yeah, so I'll definitely be at the Kings Millions. It's their second year now. They've just opened a brand new room downstairs. It used to be upstairs, but now they've got their own dedicated space that they just had the grand opening for a few weeks ago now. So it should be their biggest Sydney Millions yet.
Yeah, okay, that sounds promising as well. Now, we do have another player probe to show you. Catherine asked players if they had ever been mistaken as a celebrity or any other player. Let's see what they said.
Have you ever been mistaken for a celebrity or any other poker player when you sit down on a poker table?
Only for Dylan Wayne. A few guys in Asia came up to me and thought that I was the guy who sang opera. So that was kind of funny because we're both just big white guys, I guess. So.
Have you ever been mistaken for a celebrity or any other poker player when you sat down on a table?
Many a times.
Yeah.
I have been mistaken for Charles Tsai, for Yan Wen-yi, multiple times at APL Millions. I busted the Centurion. I was walking up, 3 bullets in the Centurion. I busted. I walked out all sad and gloomy. Man comes up to me, hi Yan, biggest smile on his face. And someone, Charles Yan.
Have you ever been mistaken for someone like a celebrity when you sit down on a poker table? Any
Nah.
other poker player?
Any other poker player? I actually, somebody maybe like 5 or 6 years ago said I looked a little bit like James Obst.
Oh yeah.
But I don't really see it. So.
I see.
Oh, and yeah, Troy says I look like Jet Faker, which I don't agree with.
Have you ever been mistaken for someone when you've sat on a poker table?
I mean, not really.
No?
I mean, most people
No, you pretty well.
know who I am, but I wouldn't say they have. No.
No
Yeah.
celebrities?
I mean, when I was younger, I got Macaulay Culkin or whatever, the Home Alone kid, but that was when I was younger.
Is there anyone that you've ever been mistaken for, like a celebrity, another poker player? Have you ever sat down?
In the old days, probably not when I'm wearing my poker gear, but in the old days when I was a lot younger, people thought I looked like Pete Sampras. A long, long time ago when I was a lot younger. Yeah, you know, I wish I was as rich as him or as good as him at playing tennis, but people said I was a Pete Sampras lookalike. A long time ago.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. A few celebrity lookalikes there. Billy Agros said he looked like Pete Sampras. Did you see it?
No, not really. Oh, maybe a little bit.
He did say back in the day. Ray Wang, Charles Tsai. I guess that just, yeah, you've got to leave that one alone, I guess. No, he said that's pretty funny, Ray. And Bert Perry said he looks like Dylan Wayne, or they get mistaken for each other. And maybe obviously in Australia, you know, they don't look the same, but as the saying goes, maybe all the Australians look the same over in Asia. Maybe that's where he's getting that from.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. And Jared Thatcher, he said James Obst, which I don't see at all. He said someone else. I don't even know who he mentioned, to be honest.
It would be Chet Faker. I tell him he looks like Chet Faker all the time.
That I see. 100%. He's a great, like, yes.
When he grows his beard, it's a dead ringer.
Is he like a singer or?
He's a singer, yeah.
He's a singer.
I thought he might be the lead singer of a band or something like that. Which,
no, he's his own band, I think.
Okay.
One-man band.
Yeah.
I'll put up some photos so I'll have a look at him.
Dead ringer. I'll send you through the one that I tease him about all the time.
you ever been spotted as any celebrity lookalike, Troy?
Sometimes get Tonka when I have a big beard, like a big crappy beard, maybe. But I think Cooper looks much more like Tonka.
And Catherine, how about you? Do you ever been mistaken as someone else or anything like that?
Actually, this one I can't relate to. No one's ever come up to me and thought that. But I'd love to know if anyone else thinks I do look like someone. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
there was one, the guy that just won an event at the Irish Poker Open looked like Macaulay. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay. I've been mistaken a number of times as you, Troy, or we've been told we look like brothers.
Actually, I've been mistaken to look like, what's his name? Corey Van Jay's brother.
Yes.
What's his name?
I've actually heard a number of people have gotten you two confused. So I will actually say that this is true. Like even Ricky, when he was at the casino, he literally said, "Oh my God, by the backs of your head, you look the same."
Yeah. Cooper Felton, obviously, ginger, with the beard as well when he grows out. So look a bit like that. Shane Warne once said I looked like a homeless Ed Sheeran.
Like a Temu version.
Yeah.
The wish
Yeah.
version of
The wish version of Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, I said, well, I definitely feel like him. Yeah,
That's the best.
That could stick, I reckon. The
Yeah.
wish version of Ed Sheeran.
Let's stick
Yeah.
with it.
We'll have to start calling you Ed from now on.
What's up, Ed?
All right, then. Well, we might just wrap up the show there. Catherine, as you said, you're going up to the Ville to work as a dealer and play some poker at the APL. Troy, you're heading to APT Manila.
APPT, yeah.
Asian Pacific Poker Tour in Manila.
Yeah.
That's right. My wife is also heading up to the Ville to work for APL. So I will be on the Gold Coast ordering Uber Eats, I guess. And just want to, also just want to give a massive shout out to some of the guys that have given us a lot of really nice feedback. Alan Wilson, I saw at APT, and Luke Edwards, who took down the APT main event at the Voco Hotel in Brisbane just on the weekend. We always appreciate that feedback. Also, another way of letting us know is to like the videos and subscribe to our channel and hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. Check out everything going on there. Follow 5Bet Bluff and the official Kathy on Instagram. And we will see you in a couple of weeks.
See ya.
Bye.